It's on!
It's on!
What's up? Welcome to Disney Parks Talk Live, show in which we bring you the week, give or take, in Disney theme park news, since it's been about a month since we've done this, through the various themes, not because of a lack of wanting to talk to you. My name is Doobie Mosley. I am the co-founder of Laughing Place, the co-host of the show, along with my wife over there, the lovely and talented Rebecca Mosley.
Why, hello!
I thought Mike was waving for a second.
It was a little scary. The person below me who was waving, the man in charge of Star Wars, Southern California theme parks, and the guy who apparently just won 5 games in a row of Family Feud, and the owner of a brand new car, Mike Celestino.
Hello. I wanted to say that I have done this show. I haven't done this show in more than a month for a lack of wanting to talk to you. Sorry. There's a better way to phrase that, but I just couldn't come up with it.
I'm not sure what you meant. Are you insulting our people saying you don't want to talk to them?
Yeah, I don't know. Move on. Sorry.
Wow. You've got better things to do, Mike. I mean,
it was a joke, and I delivered it poorly.
Fourth member of our team today. We couldn't get Jeremiah today, so we got his assistant, the assistant to our East Coast correspondent, the man.
Top 4, right?
Yeah, well, in this dream, yeah. Tony Betty.
Hello.
That is Tony Betty. Hello, what's your name? My name is Doobie. That's Rebecca. That's Mike, and that's Tony. And we're going to bring you Disney Park News. This is a live show. One of the benefits of a live show, frankly, the only benefit of a live show, is you guys can participate. So if you have any questions on the
and defeating the censors.
You gonna keep this up, Tony? You gonna let me talk?
We're live, blooper reel.
Myriad. One of the shut up. Live show. Participate. Use the chat. Got any questions? Let us know. So much that's been going on since our last broadcast on May 16th. But we're going to start with stuff going on right now, today, for at Disney California Adventure. Right now, the reason Jeremiah is not here is because Jeremiah is at California Adventure, while Mike is here, even though Mike lives in California and Jeremiah lives in Florida.
Don't they have Wi-Fi at California Adventure?
I don't know how this works. Well, he's on
alert
duty, yeah, because dude, what am I doing? That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, okay.
That's
Bye, everybody.
It. There.
Bye, everybody.
Yes, we are waiting for Miss Marvel.
Jeremiah's photography has improved dramatically.
So this is Disney's publicity picture for Miss Marvel. Jeremiah will get like 100 pictures, none of which approach this quality, but we will publish them anyway and get lots of big numbers for them because that's what happens when new characters come to DCA. That's why it's worth it.
People keep clicking, trying to figure out what the subject is.
That's why it's worth it for Jeremiah to make the trip. So if that should happen while we're on the air, we will have a picture of Miss Marvel from DCA on this
different
screen.
Than the one that's right there in front of us now.
Exactly. Yes, and that is another benefit of being live.
Man,
But
you guys just take all the energy and excitement out of new reveals. Seriously.
While he's there, he is getting pictures of other Avengers Campus characters, and it's kind of fun. So there we have the Black Panther guy. We've got the Spider-Man guy.
You don't need the guy part, just
Spider-Man.
Black Panther.
You got Ant guy, and then he's got a real fun one here. He's got Spider guy with America Vespucci, and they're having a cool conversation. This looks like a lot of fun, to be frank. I don't know what they're saying.
His name is Peter, not Frank.
Does Spider-Man talk? He talks, right? Audibly?
He talks.
Yeah, this is really cool. So, and it's and at some point we will have Miss Marvel today. So,
and we'll find out what her shoes look like. Because that picture is only from the waist up.
All right, someone give a note to Jeremiah to make sure he gets the shoes, because that's the only part yet to be revealed.
Wait,
we have an interesting question here.
Yeah, check it out. You want me to put it up from Abby?
Yeah, go ahead.
I hope the Minivans return. They had a number to call in 2019 to take you and your BCB. Do we have any updates on that, Doobie?
Breaking news from a few days ago. Minivans are returning on June 29th.
Yay, they are. They're returning to Walt Disney World. We're very excited. Our family actually tried these one time and had a blast.
Yeah, so it's basically you get it like a Lyft. You just use an app to order it, just like Lyft. It actually uses the Lyft app, but
I'm pretty sure it's powered through Lyft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it arrives, oh, it's so different. You're in a luxurious minivan with polka dots on it and wonderful air conditioning and a very, very knowledgeable driver who actually works for Disney. This isn't like Tony could not go he could go be a Lyft driver. He can't be a minivan driver because he's a no rehire status. So these are people
It's not true, but okay.
Still working for the company and are so much fun. He was just so much fun to talk to, and highly recommended. It seems to be pretty much what it was before, except for they are not currently offering airport service. So maybe that will.
Do they have a fully interactive CD-ROM on the dashboard console?
They do, but this has a driver, unfortunately.
So they literally spared no expense. Okay,
and they did add the locking mechanisms. So.
Okay.
But I enjoyed the fact that the driver would have the appropriate area music. Like we were picked up at Animal Kingdom, and initially when we got in the van, it was Animal Kingdom music. And then once we were on the road, it transitioned to the park we were going, which was Magic Kingdom. So it was very similar in that way to being on the bus because of the change in music kind of sets the mood for where you're going. There were charging ports, plenty of them. Our driver had plenty of charging ports for both the front and the back seat. And then they had available car seats if you are more comfortable having your child in the car seat on those adventures as well. So yeah,
and they have accessible vans available as well if you need to request one. So, and it's the best way to go from park to park. They can let you off in places that you can't park yourself, or in the case of the Magic Kingdom, let you off such that you don't need to take transportation from the TTC. They let you off right next to the park. So it's just a great way to travel. Right, Lyft
in the bus area.
Yeah, they let you off in the bus area on the other side of the lagoon. Whereas if you were to just take a typical ride share, you would end up having to use the monorail or ferry transport.
I should have specified. My apologies. The resort bus area, the Disney Resort bus area.
No worries.
Thank you, Mr. Betty.
Technically.
So technically.
Yes, sorry. That was my fault. I apologize.
This must hurt to be Tony. It's especially useful if you are traveling to or from the Magic Kingdom. So anyway, Minivans are returning. Thanks for asking. Back on the West Coast, there was some sad news as we announced the passing of Disneyland annual passports.
Current.
That was a while ago.
When was the last time we did a show, Tony?
A couple of weeks, but annual passports went away a while ago. Do you mean Magic Keys?
Magic Key. Oh my.
Oh, okay.
That guy. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
But this is a temporary thing, right? They're currently unavailable, and then all levels are unavailable. People who have them may be able to renew.
To the best of my knowledge, first they canceled some of the Magic Keys, and then they canceled most of the Disney World annual passes. As far as new sales, renewals are different. As far as new sales,
correct.
And now as far as I know, they've not brought any of these back. So while we certainly would think this is temporary, they haven't proven it's temporary by behavior yet. Thankfully, they are still allowing renewals of your passes at Disney World, and they have indicated that renewals will still be permitted at Disneyland to some extent. It seems to not be promised that you'll be able to renew the pass you currently have. So, Mike, how scared are you?
I heard you're going to have to renew your pass every time you go for $200.
If they phrased it that way, they would not lose a single pass holder. I know these guys. They would still keep coming.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the pass holder program shapes up. I mean, honestly, Mike, what are you anticipating is on the horizon?
I will say last time we were all really worried that it was going to be drastically different or go away entirely. And then it turned out to be fine for me, or for me personally. I wasn't a big deal. So I'm not too worried.
Okay. How about you, Tony? What are your expectations when they kind of reopen?
I think we'll see them, especially in California, after peak season summertime.
Okay.
Because I feel like that might be like the go-to babysitter for some families out in Southern California area. So I feel like it might just kind of bump back up afterward.
I was talking with Ben about it, and I was saying that I wonder if we will see the complete elimination of parking included. Because currently, with this one, you currently could still, if you had the Dream, which was like the 365, it included parking. And I was wondering if they would totally eliminate parking as a revenue stream that, as far as like your club member idea, that every time you went, at least they were going to get parking out of you.
And presumably this isn't, obviously it's not a money thing because they make money on sales, but this is an issue with crowds. But yeah, having parking would make it a little bit more painful to come to the park each time. It would also make it a lot more difficult to park at Denny's across the street.
Well, I was going to say, but I wonder if that would create challenges for the city of Anaheim. So you have to consider that relationship.
Even already that's happening.
But right. It is not like Disneyland regulars to try to find a way around the system. Come on.
So I'm really intrigued. I am fascinated by this evolution of the AP program, and I'm interested to see kind of what
we know for sure. They're not going to park a mile away and walk.
I just pulled up Florida's passes, and the only one currently available is Pixie Dust to Florida residents at $399 with the option of doing monthly payments with a $205 down payment.
And then finance the other 97 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
And that has tons of blackout periods, right?
I believe so. I don't think that one's any weekend.
It does. But so, yeah, but again, Florida, at least thus far. So the reason we don't know.
That's the only one.
Disneyland annual passes. Disneyland annual passes just started selling in August. So the 30-day renewal window. Magic Key. Oh, my goodness. You're right. So the 30-day renewal is coming up soon, but isn't here yet. So that's why we don't know for certain how renewals are going to work. But we should know pretty soon about Magic Key renewals. So different from annual pass. So different. But SoCal fans, if you don't have an AP and you didn't get one, you're in luck. You can still go to Disneyland for a discount this summer. You can go to all three parks, one park per day. There's only two parks. You can go to the parks for 3 days, any combination, for $249 as long as you're willing to only go Monday through Thursday, or $300 if you want to be able to go on weekends as well. And if you add another $60, you can even hop back and forth. So essentially what you've got there is a $360 park hopping annual pass that allows you to go 3 times. So how about that? And reservations still required, of course. Don't get too excited. We'll see.
Does anybody remember Tiny Toon Adventures, how I spent my summer vacation?
Yeah.
And they go to Happy World Land, and the theme song says, "Where the fun never stops," and only $80 a pop. And that was a joke. Just throwing that out there. I think about that every time I see ticket deals and stuff like that.
The fact that this is, if you want to include weekends, $100 a day. How much does it cost to go to Disney these days? This is the SoCal deal. This is for redemption June 13th through February 15th. So it is a summer deal. Usually they don't do deals in the summer. So the nice thing is this is a summer deal for those people that couldn't get APs. Mike, are you ready to lay down your $200 for 3 trips to Disneyland? $300.
Well, my pass doesn't expire until September, right? Is that what we decided? I don't remember when I
I didn't know you got to decide an expiration date.
Yeah, when you sign up, you tell them. It's like the credit card where you get to choose your due date.
What was the date that the Magic Keys actually started? Because I got it on the first day.
I thought it was August. It may have been September.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe the renewals come up in August.
Thanks, Gio.
No, I'm not too worried.
That's why we've got Tony here. Reservations required. So SoCal Pans, that deal came out pretty much the same time that the Magic Key announcement was made. So that was kind of to cushion the blow a little bit. And I haven't checked Twitter, but I'm not sure the blow was cushioned that much. I
I
grew
remember
up
more
with,
people talking about not being able to get a magic key versus what a great bargain.
Magic Key sales began August 25th of
Okay.
2021.
it is hard to imagine not having it being, if I don't live in SoCal anymore, if I did, not having an annual pass. So it's hard enough having to get a reservation, but then just not having an AP is mind blowing.
I'll just say that I hope I bought this car for something.
Right?
All right, let's go back over
Nuts.
to the knots. Yeah, Universal. Universal still has APs, right, Mike?
Yeah,
And
I haven't
no
had one for a bit, but
no reservation required.
I know here, I think some are unavailable here now in Orlando.
Wow, hard to believe. What has happened? Are more people going to theme parks? Do they care that much more about crowds now? I know that the COVID stuff's not a factor anymore. What's going on?
I suspect it's workforce ability to handle crowds to provide a repeatable experience.
Well, that kills two birds with one stone. You can't get an AP, just get a job there.
There you go.
Yeah, the only reason Geo renewed is because they weren't available for purchase. So it's like
Isn't that
having
weird?
a personal seat license for a luxury box or something. You can't let it go. You've got to keep renewing, otherwise you may never get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, my luxury box. All right, Tony, East Coast, Big Blue and Beyond. I'm sick of hearing my voice. Tell us about it.
You want me to talk about that show? Finding Nemo the musical is getting rethemed into Finding Nemo the Big Blue and Beyond. So if you like community theater retellings of movies that aren't musicals,
shut up, Tony.
I'm in the minority. I'm not a big fan of Finding Nemo the musical, mostly because we jokingly said, "What is there a song in there called Where's My Dad?" And there was. So the very fact that we wrote it in the queue while waiting for the third performance of that show to me kind of says the caliber that went into it. Sorry, Lopi, but
someone who is a dad, that song is a tearjerker. Where's my dad?
Which is why it was really embarrassing for six of us to be in the crowd, literally crying, laughing in the fourth row while we watched one of the first performances. Anyway,
when we went to this show expecting to laugh at it like you did, and we're amazed at how good it is. I happen to think it's a wonderful musical. Very happy it's returning in a different form. I'm not even exactly sure how it's different. I know it has a lot more screenage than the old version, but I don't know what that screenage is replacing or augmenting. So we'll find out on June 13th, probably sooner, with previews, when it opens officially with 6 performances per day. 6 performances per day.
And Genie Plus access, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken. Genie Plus access, which is the best way to access anything. So looking forward to the return of the Big Blue World as we continue.
I think the same day the Tumble Monkeys come back to Festival Lion King. And that's where I'll be.
I read that. I think that was July, unless
is it July?
It changed,
okay.
But I know I saw a July date for that. Yes, the Tumble Monkeys are coming back to the Festival of the Lion King. What's left? Fantasmic is the big one that's left, the huge one that's left at Disney World.
Fantasmic just returned to Disneyland, and Mike Celestino was on hand for all the nighttime fun, right, Mike? Weren't you part of the checking out what's returning for summertime? They're spectaculars.
Yes, well, we got invited to Disneyland for a media event called The Return of the Spectaculars this past week. And, we got 2 out of the 4 that they were going to show us. So we were going to see the Tale of the Lion King show, which got canceled because of the cast came down with something. Probably, you can probably guess what it would be. So that got canceled. They showed us a video of the show in the Mr. Lincoln Theater in the Opera House on Main Street. And then the Main Street Electrical Parade went off fine without a hitch. That was entertaining. And then after that, the Disneyland Forever fireworks got canceled because of the wind. So they did
Did you see the balloon go up?
I did not. They did the Mickey's Mix Magic projections only on Main Street. And then lastly, we were ushered over to the Rivers of America and saw Fantasmic, which was great to see. again. I hadn't seen it in a long time, except the dragon did not come out at the end, so there was another disappointment. It was the B mode projection dragon not working for our show. So
And there is a moral to this story.
Be the electrical parade.
Yep. Electrical parade will run forever.
I'm just confused why they showed Mickey's Mixed Magic projections to replace Disneyland Forever, because they have their own projections they could do.
That is odd. Well, but those projections are meant to be with fireworks, whereas Mickey's Mixed Magic runs by itself.
I hear that, but I feel like it would be just the same. Because it's still like the Little Mermaid and the Frozen section and Lion King. And
are you questioning the wisdom of Disneyland Entertainment, Tony?
And to answer
almost
Gio,
always.
And to answer Gio, the Lion King is going down temporarily from the 5th to the 15th, and so it will be reopening on the 16th of July with the Tumble Monkeys. So full, as they describe it, the full show of Festival of the Lion King will be coming back July 16th. You're also going to have that aerial ballet for Can You Feel the Love Tonight, and various other elements to enjoy.
I think I saw the Tumble Monkeys at Lollapalooza '98.
There you go.
Did you really go to
Lollapalooza?
No, I just came.
It's a good line.
Put a name and a number together.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is Mike a Lollapalooza guy? All right, Rebecca, your turn.
I got to attend the first H2O Glow After Hours event over at Typhoon Lagoon of this year. It's an event that allows you into Typhoon Lagoon Water Park in the evening, so you can enjoy some sights like this, along with a variety of dancing. They got high energy, lots of glow. I mean, because it's after hours, it's at night. The park actually, your ticket lets you in at 6, but the festivities don't start until 8. I would highly recommend hitting some of those slides and that kind of stuff before the 8 o'clock time period, so that once that 8 o'clock happens, you can have a lot of fun. Are you needing to interrupt, Dewey?
Let's get this out the way, and then we'll come back to H2O. By the way, this H2O, this should be like the ladies segment. You know, the other person who was there with you happens to. But let's get this here. We've got breaking news. I'm working on it. Why don't you keep talking for a moment, Rebecca?
Okay. So as part of the ticket, you also can have free snacks. There's a popcorn box, ice cream bars, sodas to go. Like I mentioned, there's some high energy dancing. These are the treats that are on the menu. You pay for these. These are the additional elements, but they've got unique food offerings for that evening. A lot of odd colored items like the cheese sauces for your Mickey pretzel. They're electric colors. So you've got like a bright red or a bright blue. And then the salt on it has been dyed. So it's like sprinkly, like a rainbow. So you've got red and green and whatnot on it. But my favorite thing was the addition of confetti and character floats throughout the lazy river. It's just added a nice little element of fun to the familiar, make it a little bit different. So just a really pretty event to, Typhoon Lagoon's gorgeous, and it was pretty at night. And they also have this sipper, which is for me the highlight takeaway. I wish they'd had t-shirts and stuff, but I'll settle for the sipper. It's Miss Tilly. She's awesome. Amazing.
I have some questions for you on H2O. We're not done with H2O yet, but we do have breaking news.
There she is.
Hey, we got her shoes.
They are
nice. Shoes.
Miss
Are those
Marvel,
red Chucks?
That's what I was wondering. They look like red Converse to me.
They do. I'm not sure. There's a license. There might be a licensing issue here. They may be red Frankies. But Miss Marvel has arrived at Disney California Adventure. There she is. Apparently, this is based on something on Disney Plus called Miss Marvel that debuted today.
Ta-da!
Check her
I'm
out.
excited.
I'm sure we'll have some video and much more coming up because these videos do baffle for us. So go check that out on Laughing Place shortly. What's so funny, Tony?
I thought I was bad when I said gusto in an article earlier, and here you
Yeah,
are with Boffo.
use more contemporary language. Let's call it gangbusters.
Have you guys seen Ms. Marvel? Because I haven't had a chance to catch it yet. No, you guys haven't caught it either? Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
I saw a review that called it a comedy.
My understanding is it's a bit more lighthearted within Marvel, kind of more. I think it'll have a tone more similar to Hawkeye, I've heard. So I'm looking forward to it.
Is it a kid show? Because she looks very young. Is this like a Disney Channel type show?
I don't believe so, but I have not seen it. But but that's not been my understanding of the dynamics with this character. So
okay, and then one more piece of breaking news before we get back to H2O, and this one's really exciting. The Hatfield and McCoy dinner show in Pigeon Forge is adding some new antics this summer. I love a good dinner show, and I love Pigeon Forge near Dollywood. I hope I get to see this soon. If there's a media event, I volunteer.
I'm coming with you.
So just wanted to bring that out there.
We enjoyed the dinner show that we saw previously in
Have you seen the Hatfield and McCoy's one before?
But we haven't seen Hatfields and McCoy's. We saw one that was like loosely based on some feuding within the Parton family tree. But it was
Parton versus Parton. I remember that dinner show. It's a lot like Kramer versus Kramer, but Dolly.
It featured diving dogs, which was not expected. Yeah, no, there's like the little pond. There's like a little thing that was the pond, and then these dogs came out, and there's like little diving dogs, and they did little cute stuff. It was cute.
This reminds me of the other huge dinner show news, and that's the new Magic and Pizza show at Wonderworks, which debuted recently too. So if you're a dinner show fan, this is like the new renaissance of dinner shows here. Mm-hmm. Inspired by Cranium Command. All right.
Even Capone's.
I'm gonna reference that article. Get it right.
Even Capone's on the 192 has undergone some changes to their entertainment options. A little bit of change to their little show there too. So yeah.
If I were starting a website right now, instead of Laughing Place, it would be Dinner Show Place. I'd be making the rounds. All right, let's get back to H2O. So how many hours do you get in there?
McCoy News Today.
The ticket lets you in at 6, and the event, the park stays open until 11. So plenty of time to enjoy the evening hours, and the temperatures are wonderful. I mean, Typhoon Lagoon, the water's heated as it is, so it's always a pleasant temperature. But then it's Florida, so the air was like 77 degrees at 9:00 at night. So it was fantastic, perfect balmy weather. Morgan and I had a great time.
I tried to summon her for help, but she's not looking at her phone.
No, it's all good. It's fine. So yeah, we had fun. Like I say, the one thing I will make sure to mention is that I really would take advantage of getting there earlier and enjoying the park for the few hours before that hype, because it's nice to be able to go on a couple of the slides and then be over at the stage there just by the wave pool as that kickoff happens. And so you have the characters out on the stage, the DJ. It's just a nice, way to kind of start the fun, but yet you've already, been enjoying the park a little bit, because those 5 hours go by so fast, especially if you want to eat. And there's so many options. We had entrees, we had desserts. We wanted a drink, but that place closed early. I don't know why. I'm going to assume it's not typical that it closed early because it closed like at 9:50 and the event stayed open till 11. It seemed strange. And it was the only place where you could get that one drink. It was some sort of black cherry colada that we wanted to have. Oh, see, there's Morgan.
H2O. Oh, I thought it was really good. I liked, as I had, what I was starting to hear you say with the DJs and the different zones and stuff.
Sit in the chair. I know, just a little head down there.
You were in earlier. But no, I thought it was really good. I liked that you could get in early, but I don't feel like you had to get in early, which I feel like is what you were saying earlier too. But I thought it was fun. Good event. Highly recommend. I would go again.
When Morgan and I were there, we were saying this is something that you want to do with like a few friends if you can.
Yeah.
Because because especially with the types of food items, it felt like you could kind of do it in a more tapas style because of it was watermelon salads.
Tapas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tapas. Tapas.
Talking water parks, you scared me.
Yeah, no. And the desserts are enormous, like a sand pail full of ice cream or a bathtub thing full of ice cream. And so it'd be more fun to share with friends.
Any food stick out in your mind, Morgan?
I had the Impossible Burger. I thought that was fantastic. And I was a little nervous because it was dyed, but it was good. And it didn't taste like dye. That's what I was really afraid of, honestly. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to taste like food coloring. But it tasted like normal food and the Impossible stuff. And yeah, it was all
Were there
good.
any characters there?
No, not the night we were there. And it was weird because the survey that they sent out afterwards asked me if I was pleased with the PhotoPass accessibility and pleased with the variety of character interactions available. And I was like, I had neither. Morgan and I did not see any PhotoPass that night while we were there. And other than being on stage performing, we didn't see any characters that you just kind of would pose with. So that was a bit surprising. But on the flip side, it's a water park experience. So I wasn't like that whatever about it. So because I'm not gonna be rushing up to take pictures of Mickey in my swimsuit while I'm soaking wet. So
yes,
fully
agree.
I have a question for Mike Celestino. Are you listening, Mike?
I'm here.
So, other than swimming, what is your favorite water sport activity? Is it surfing, bodyboarding?
Well, as a kid, we would go boogie boarding quite a bit on the fabulous beaches of Long Island. So I guess that would count, right?
Yeah,
that absolutely counts.
Put the boogie board in the back of the car, and then you got sand all over it on the way home.
Are you the type of person to get every stitch of sand off you before you get back in the car? Does it drive you crazy?
No, I would drag it into the house with me.
You were that type of person. So you are not Anakin Skywalker.
I don't hate sand. I am not a big beach person, though, I have to say. I never, as an adult, I've never been a big beach person. My mom claims that as a kid I loved it. But I think I've been to the beach like half a dozen times since I turned 18, which is a while ago.
I was a big beach person until I got married.
Beaches are one of the most overrated things in all of Earthness.
Now you know why I'm no longer a beach person.
I want that as a bumper sticker.
If you want to swim, you can go to a pool where it's nice concrete and nice and clean. You don't get all that sand garbage all over you. You're not going to die from a.
You know, concrete's made from sand, right?
So it's that diamond ring you got your lovely fiance. I don't know if
what is it?
knows, but Tony
it's also
recently
sand, right? Isn't it sand?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony recently got engaged. Congratulations.
Recently,
I wasn't going to mention that today.
Almost 2 months.
I wasn't going to mention that today, but you brought up sand.
Hey,
have you been to? Yeah.
Sorry. Do you know back when I was doing stand up 20 years ago, I had a bit about how the beach was overrated.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do we have a clip? Are we gonna roll the clip?
I don't have a clip, but
okay.
it was like you wouldn't want to be trapped or caught in the middle of the desert, right? Nobody wants to be stranded in the middle of the desert, and nobody would want to be stranded in the middle of the ocean. But for some reason, when you put those things together, everybody loves it. I don't know. I just never liked the beach, is what I'm saying.
That's good. By the way, in case anyone missed it out there, Mike did casually drop when I used to do stand-up. True story.
Yep.
That's a good bit.
Awesome.
I like that.
DB does not like the beach, and so once we were dating and then married, yeah, my beach going days were done.
Tori likes the beach, and I don't care for it.
Do you do like Typhoon Lagoon, like wave pools and stuff with sand and everything?
Yeah, I'd rather no.
Wait. Typhoon Lagoon is specifically constructed in such a way that you can avoid sand. and get to that.
True.
And get
And
there.
I
So
Let me rephrase.
let's be
Any water
clear.
park with sand, the Yacht and Beach Club pool that
He
has
would-
sand in it.
If the
he
sand is
stays
in the
away-
water, I'm okay.
No, but he stays away from the sand. No, he stays. Don't let him fool you. He stays away from the sandy parts.
I'd rather have concrete than sand. Yes, concrete is sand.
Yeah, no.
By the way, Mike, I'm sorry if I've asked you this before, but how did you propose to your lovely wife?
Oh, it's a place called Bernie Falls in Northern California. We're actually going back there next month.
Oh,
Wait, hang on. I have a picture. This photo was taken immediately after the proposal. So we made it our save the date.
I know. That's oh,
Come on. There we go.
that's nice.
Oh,
I
wow. That's so sweet. Mike is a water fan.
So
I love waterfalls and rivers and stuff like that.
So you said
yeah.
Tori likes the beach.
Tori loves the beach.
Okay,
I don't care for it.
I love the beach. Tori loves the beach. Apparently, Morgan also loves the beach. I see a trend here. We need
But I love
we need to
snow.
ditch all of you. You will go to the beach.
I
No
love
one loves
snow, and
snow.
I miss like cold weather and stuff. And Tori hates that kind of.
Oh,
She
yeah.
hates being cold, and she hates the
Aw.
snow.
You guys are a match made in heaven.
This is why we took 2 separate honeymoons. We didn't go separately, but we were allowed to. We both chose a destination. Mine was a cold weather one, and hers was a.
Oh, that's adorable.
So you
I
took
love
2
it.
honeymoons.
Yes, they
Not
weren't
2
separate.
separate.
They were separate trips. We went. They
I
weren't
love it.
taken at the same time, but we went together.
Her choice, your choice. Bridal,
To this day,
I like
choice,
that.
groom's choice. That's adorable. I love it.
to this day, 2 vacations a year. Filipinos.
We can agree on camping, though. We both like camping.
No one likes
Oh.
camping.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay, Mike and Tori coming glamping at Fort Wilderness with us.
No, we like to rough it. We like to go in a tent and stuff.
Are
Doobie,
you
describe what
serious?
roughing it was for you,
Fort Wilderness cabins. Absolutely.
because they
Had
at
to
least
take one
have
of
a
those-
door, right?
Had to take a golf cart to get places. Yeah, that's roughing it.
No, we like to get like, where you're like desperate for a shower by 3 days in.
That's called Thursday for me. But I was reading about a trip I'm planning on taking next year, and one of the hotels that we'll be staying at is at Yellowstone, and they want to keep up with the Yellowstone vibe. So while it's a nice hotel, there's no air conditioning, and there's only Wi-Fi in the lobby. And I'm starting to wonder if I can get away from the tour group for that one night and go someplace that's actually meant for civilization and human beings. Because
See, when you said keep up the Yellowstone vibe, I thought you meant maybe pump the room full of sulfuric gas or something, like a geyser's nearby.
because you're Tony.
That's my level of immersive theming, I guess.
So, yeah. Anyway, glamping is home. Tony, have you been to the new guest relations at Epcot?
I have not. It looks
Well,
a lot
here it
like the
is.
old one, though, with a new mural.
Well, the mural's everything. It just reopened.
It is. I have a
And
shirt
it-
that looks like that. I'm happy with it.
It looks retro. They should have put them in the retro guest relations costumes.
I still think they should have brought back the World Key kiosks. But
they could have done it with just FaceTime now.
yeah, especially in a day when they're always talking about social distancing, bring back the World Key kiosks. It would have been fantastic theming.
All right, let's go back to Mike Celestino. We covered this. We covered this live during one of our Park Talk Live. If you don't watch our live walks through the park, you're missing out, especially the ones from Disneyland, because Mike Celestino is very entertaining despite his best efforts. And on our last trip, we saw Tarzan's Treehouse. Boom. Wrong button. Boom. And it's changed, Mike.
Yeah, so they took out that big tree that was there in the middle of the pathway for, 25 years or so?
Don't say that. Yeah, 23.
That's gone, and now they've paved over. I actually was there the day they paved it, I think, because it looked very fresh.
And so Adventureland is even easier to walk through now, as you can see here. And,
Like it used to be.
Yeah, which is huge with Fantasmic there.
Yep.
Yeah. So open, as Mickey B says.
Hold on, I'm looking up. I'm curious to see if the Swiss Family Treehouse or Tarzan's Treehouse was longer.
Oh yeah.
This family opened in
62.
62. I was just 62. and closed in, I'm guessing, either 98 or 99. Since
It
Tarzan
says
opened
99.
Okay.
99 probably.
So much longer.
Yeah, by almost 10 years.
And then we'll see what opens there next. It could be a return to Swiss Family Treehouse.
That's what a cast member guessed. I
Yeah.
was chatting with a cast member who approached me because I was taking photos of pavement. She was like, "What do you think is coming here next?" And I was like, "Oh, I've heard rumors of Encanto and stuff." And she was like, "I think it's going to be Swiss Family Treehouse again."
Can I ask how old the cast member was approximately?
She is probably in her mid-20s.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I really hope that was to get the rumor on the internet. But isn't once
This
again
is-
Well, here it is.
Disney Plus, isn't a Disney Plus Swiss Family Robinson show coming, or am I totally making that up?
Oh. I hope there's less animal abuse in the show than there is in the movie, because that was tough for me
Ostriches
to
love
get
to
through.
be written. Ostriches love to be written. Everybody knows that. It's not abuse. I see nothing about Swiss Family Robinson on Disney Plus other than the movie.
Okay.
Here's what I'm hoping they do with that tree: is
So,
build an awesome Bass Pro Shop, because having now visited one of those, it is a tourist attraction of itself.
Wait,
And
where is this?
this is the one not too far from us. What's that city? Mankato?
Manteca.
Manteca?
yes.
Antica. Right,
Bass Pro
Manteca.
Shop in Manteca. Every Bass Pro Shop's amazing. This is just your average Bass Pro Shop.
Oh, maybe we'll make a point. It's in Northern California, and we'll make a point to stop there on our
There's a
trip.
bunch of them.
Oh, they're all over. They're all
Yeah,
over the
they're-
place.
they're-
There's one
TV.
down the freeway from me at an
Oh.
abandoned mall.
Oh, I used to take Gideon there when he was little to walk around because it was so open, and there's like the big place where people could practice fishing. And so
Yeah,
I
what?
used to take him. I used to take him there.
I want to go with Mike to Bass Pro now.
This
based
place
on his
sounds
excitement.
incredible.
You've never been to a Bass Pro
No,
Shop?
I didn't. I never heard of this.
Oh my goodness, it is amazing.
I just took my family to Yosemite, and the only thing Gideon talks about is the Bass Pro Shop.
It's, as he put it, it's like Grand
Canyon.
Canyon diorama. You can see all the taxidermy here.
All
Plus
over
you
the
can buy
place.
stuff.
It's like the Disneyland of fishing shops in the way that Casa Bonita is the Disneyland of Mexican restaurants.
Exactly. Or Disneyland is the Disneyland of. What do you laugh at Casa Bonita?
Because I think it's so funny that exists, and then it got to a point where it was about to not exist anymore, and the creators of South Park said we can't let that happen and bought it. So
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I can't wait for that to reopen. I should
They
check
sell
on that.
everything
so
for
to
outdoors.
an article I found from December 13th, there is a new Swiss Family Robinson series coming to Disney Plus.
You did find one.
I
Thank
did
you.
find one.
Where did I mean?
So maybe.
Okay, because when
So
people
thanks
were
to our
saying,
friends
well,
at
that makes-
what's on DisneyPlus.com.
but it was like,
So if that happens, I mean, maybe they do know something, but I still wouldn't bet on it. Also at
I've heard
Disneyland,
the Disney fans of the internet cry out for a lot of things, but the Swiss Family Treehouse to come back is not one of them.
especially waiting for Phantasma carrying that music over.
by the way, where I saw it was on Laughing Place. That's where I get my Disney news. So
I
back in
just
December
Googled
of
something. I'm
2020,
sorry.
Laughing Place was reporting this. That's where I saw it.
I couldn't find it anywhere, Laughing Place or otherwise.
Well, it's on Laughing Place. But I just don't know if it's still. I don't know if it's one of those things where, it gets announced and then I lose track of it.
That
And so
article was
I
from.
have to check because it says it was expected to start streaming in 2021. And we all know that didn't happen. So,
Yeah, that article is from December 2020, and I don't think there's been much update since then.
right? So I have to check it out.
But that would be a nice announce. All right, Mike. So you still haven't been able to see the Lion King, Tale of Lion King in its new location?
I have not. I saw the show when it was at DCA, and Benji saw it at Disneyland, but I have not seen it at Disneyland yet.
It's So at DCA was in that little amphitheater thing, right?
It was in the Palisades stage, on the Palisades stage, which is right out there in the sunlight,
Oh,
in front of Paradise
I'm
Bay.
showing my screen.
Oh, wrong screen. I didn't know you replaced my screen. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Are the Tumble Monkeys back in this one yet?
So this show, which is very different from Legend of the Lion King,
The puppet show
Well,
at Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom?
And Jeremiah got to see it too because he's the one who shot this video, I think.
Very cool. It looks like they've. Maybe I'm wrong. Does it look pretty much as the same as it was at DCA, or does it look a little more elaborate?
I think it's a little more elaborate from what I remembered.
And it's got shade in the former stage of the US Festival, former location of Videopolis, and it's now performing daily when the cast as well at Disneyland. So go check that out. Nice to have a regular show back at the Fantasyland Theater with the closure of
Mickey and the Magical Map.
Thank you so much.
I know your brain was probably going Mickey's Detective School, but there was something else since then.
I kept wanting to say Mickey's Mixed Magic, actually. So
that's apparently Plan B for Disneyland Forever fireworks. Strangely,
also at Disneyland. So I had to leave in the middle of the monorail ride. I went with you to Disneyland, to the hotel, and then Tony joined you coming back.
Yeah.
What's going on in the lagoon?
It's full of water again.
yay!
Have they
This
added
is
the
the
mermaids
Finding
back?
Nemo I can get excited about.
The mermaids may very well be there, but you can't see them because the construction walls are still up.
And so hopefully Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, that's really the last ride at Disneyland, I believe, that hasn't reopened. We'll be coming back soon. Rumors are
People
it will.
mover.
Okay. Anything else? Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, Pack Mules, Viewliner.
Mickey Mouse Club Circus.
It's not a ride. I said ride.
That's fair.
I was listing ones where the track was still there. It was not in operation.
Ouch.
Part of Nature's Wonderland's Mine Train is still there.
That's true.
So, but no dates have been given to us by Disney at this point, but hopefully it is coming soon. Someone's asking about the Cirque show at Busch. Have you seen that, Tony?
I have not. No.
No, but
I've heard
believe
great
Mike
things, but I haven't seen it in person.
I think Mike Mack was the one who went down to Tampa and saw the new Cirque Electric. So yeah, we've got a couple of images of that on the site. I was checking to see. I couldn't remember if he actually was able to record that as well. So I was checking our YouTube. But yeah, the four of us haven't, but Mike Mack has, and there's a little bit of a write-up about it on Laughing Place. So you can check that out, Busch Gardens fandom. We actually have, if you type Busch Gardens Tampa, then you can find the page where we archive all of our Busch Gardens content. We try to get down there frequently throughout the year.
Indeed. And thank you, Mike Mack, for that, our VP of Busch Gardens Cirque coverage. Mike Celestino went to Star Wars Celebration, where there was just a ton of theme park news to go along with.
Still recovering, by the way.
Still recovering. You were so inspired you bought your own little Millennium Falcon today. Do you name your vehicles? Do you give them like a designation?
Oh, yes, actually we do. My wife and I do name our vehicles. My previous car, which I still have in the garage, I'm going to be selling it. But we called it the Houndstooth, which is Bossk's ship in Star Wars.
What's the new one?
I don't know. We gotta brainstorm.
All right.
It's
so
a very
idea.
boring looking car.
So the Razor Crest.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow, poor Razor Crest sitting around watching Parks Talk Live.
No,
I have no problem with the Razor Crest if you're watching Doug Chang. I have the giant. Look, here's a giant Razor Crest behind me on my shelf.
Do you feel you paid too much for it?
Well, no, because I didn't pay anything for it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I would have said name it the Halcyon then. But
Oh, the car?
yeah.
No, let's see. I thought you meant the Razor Crest. No, it was affordable, I would say.
We'll have to. They'll brainstorm it and they'll get back to us. I'm interested to know what they settle on.
Yeah, it'll be
Either way. If
Star
I know
Wars,
anything about current Star Wars stuff, you need to be really nice to anybody who might jump in the car and then reveal an Empire logo somewhere and kind of throw everybody off.
Kind of like what you did with your Lodico series. Lure us all in, fall in love with Lodico, and then boom!
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been around long enough, but they don't know totally.
Did I tell you how upset? Tori got really upset about the tweets. Like I continued the story via tweets on Star Wars night at Disneyland, and she was upset at how dark the tweets got.
That's
I
awesome.
was like, I'm sorry.
Maybe Loco will appear at D23 Expo to give, he'll
Oh gosh,
recruit for the dark side.
Those boots are not comfortable when you're walking around for that long.
Well, much like Miss Marvel, we just won't show your shoes.
Yeah.
Full costume all the way down to the Nikes.
You can put on your Frank Taylor. Can you tell us what the highlights were for our theme parks, or even for you? I know there was a Star Wars or Star Tours, new characters. What sticks out in your mind for theme parks?
Well, there was a big Disney Parks presentation in the main hall, which they called Celebration Stage, and it was like a recap of the whole history of Star Wars and Lucasfilm's involvement. Well, no, I wouldn't say Lucasfilm actually, because they didn't touch on Indiana Jones. It was really just Star Wars, although they mentioned like Captain EO, but not Indiana Jones stuff. So yeah, it was Star Wars plus Captain EO.
No alien encounter?
No, they did not mention alien encounter.
But
we got
the Willow attraction.
No, was there one?
No.
They tied it in with Pocahontas' grandmother Willow Doobie. Don't get it.
All right. Sorry. Keep going, Mike.
And then, I mean, the most interesting stuff to me was when they went into the story paths of the Galactic Star Cruiser, which I think they had talked about at some tech conference somewhere, and we saw images coming out of that, but I hadn't seen it in person. They actually showed the charts and the story flow paths of all the different avenues you can take in your narrative choices at the Galactic Star Cruiser, and I have pictures of that somewhere if we want to show them. Not now, but later.
We're feverishly trying.
Yeah, I know. I tweeted them. I definitely tweeted them.
The same as the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's what what I meant by the tech conference thing. Yeah, but that was really cool to hear about from those folks. And yeah, they broke the news about Boba Fett and Fennec Shand coming to Galaxy's Edge, which I think we haven't talked about yet on this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's on the list.
Okay,
so go for it.
So Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The first characters that we don't know yet their status at the time period which Galaxy's Edge is set. So it's a little bit of a departure, and it's also the first new characters that have appeared really since Galaxy's Edge opened.
This is such an awesome picture. I'm just picturing him doing his bounty hunter thing from there. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see them. I personally know some Star Wars Galaxy's Edge fans that are not thrilled about this break in tradition because they have kind of steered away from strict adherence to the timeline. But I think I'm fine with it. I think.
Can you explain their explanation for why this is acceptable?
Yeah, so they're saying these characters, if they're not characters that exist between episodes 8 and 9, which is when Galaxy's Edge is largely set now, they will not interact with the other characters. Like you won't see Boba Fett or Fennec Shand meeting Rey or Kylo Ren or anything like that. I suppose they could meet Chewbacca because Chewbacca exists at the same time that they do as well. Theoretically, I think that would be fine. I also kind of figured out that the area that they appear in doesn't really have a lot of era specific visuals. Like there's no like First Order ships behind them or resistance ships or anything. So you feel like this area of Black Spire Outpost could theoretically exist and look similar to how it looks now, 20 years earlier in the timeline, if that makes sense.
No, totally. Cool. You have no problem with it.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I think Galaxy's Edge needed some life breathed into it. It had gotten stagnant.
Was this a presentation that that Laughing Place was able to film? I know some were accessible, some weren't. Do you recall if this is one? I don't recall seeing it on the playlist. The reason why I bring it up is because if you weren't in attendance at Star Wars Celebration, both the Disney Parks panel and the D23 Star Tours panel are available among the footage that was shared on the Star Wars YouTube channel in their entirety. So you can see the entire presentation if you hadn't able to. I just wanted to share that we had it too. If we did, I couldn't remember.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I was really doing photos and tweets. So I didn't video it. And Alex was really doing most of the video. So I don't know if he was in there with me on that one because I wasn't seated with him during that panel.
Yeah, so those are both available through the Star Wars Celebration websites, the YouTube. The day 2 is where you'll find the Disney Parks panel. I think maybe day 3 is where the Star Tours one is, but I don't recall. I'll have to look that up.
Right.
And I watched the Star Tours panel with Rebecca. That was really fascinating to hear all those stories of the Star Tours 35 years.
Was it more stories than we got on the episode of Behind the Attraction?
You will never look at Jolly Rancher candies again the same way again. That was my favorite anecdote from this story, was that the crate, they created that sequence where they're flying on crate and you're being pelted. That's Jolly Rancher candies broken up and then tossed at a screen. That's how they that effect. So
that's
really
cool.
really interesting panel, kind of talking about that creative process and saying that we're going to have some more destinations coming. So that was exciting.
They did drop that news as well in the main Disney Parks presentation.
Okay. And it was all great, but hearing Tony Baxter and the others whose names, unfortunately, I don't remember, talk about the original Star Tours, when you recall just how groundbreaking that was, the idea of a simulator attraction. Now it's every McDonald's, but back in the day, it was groundbreaking, and all the stuff they had to think about going into that, including something I'm not an engineer, about how hydraulics have to reset. So there have to be points after all of this where you have a downtime so the hydraulics can reset. And that's why you have the tractor beam scene. And which is like just one of the best parts. You're doing all this and then things just kind of chill. We're caught in a tractor beam. It's so cool. And that was just necessitated by the fact that the hydraulics got to reset. So really, really interesting stuff, and completely available on YouTube right now on the Star Wars channel. Go check it out. You won't regret it. And apparently Scott Trowbridge wants to bring back Halleck's, according to Geo.
He did say that. He said that during the Disney Parks presentation. He didn't say they're going to bring it back. He said he thinks they should bring it back. I think there's a big difference between.
You heard it here first, people.
Breaking news: Scott Trowbridge is a fan of Defunct Land. That's what I got from that sentence.
It's true. Halleck's, I saw that one on Defunct Land. Disneyland was different in the 80s. I think
Winnie the Pooh for president.
I've got on my list. Rebecca, was there anything else you want to make sure you mention?
No, I'm good this week. That it. I did the H2O glow nights.
How about you, Michael?
I think that's everything for me.
No Knott's trips recently. No Uni trips recently. Legoland. You go all over the place.
I know he went to Knott's fairly recently because I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, Ghost Town Alive.
I'm trying to remember what. Oh yeah, Ghost Town Alive.
Ghost Town Alive.
That's good. It's nice to have that back for sure. I love Ghost Town Alive. Highly recommended.
Cool. Jeremiah is not here. So Tony, anything you want to talk about?
I went to our Universal recently, checked out their tribute store finally. Big fan. And I'm also eavesdropping whenever I go there, listening for more Horror Nights clues, because we've only gotten, as of today, 2 official announcements and 1 tease for what's coming to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando this year.
What's been teased?
Stranger Things. And the only reason I know that is because I had to have somebody explain it to me, because the tweet went out and it was the Pharaoh's Tower lighthouse from Islands of Adventure's entrance with a grandfather clock next to it. And I went to my friend who watches it and I go, what does this mean? He goes, oh, that's Stranger Things. Stranger Things. All right, noted.
When that happened in the show, there's like somebody has a vision of like a grandfather clock, but it's like crooked and it's like encased in a wall. It's like phasing through the matter of the wall. And I was like, oh, that's gonna look great in the Stranger Things house at Halloween Horror Nights.
Nailed it.
But yeah, it seems
The-
ready made for it.
The big thing, though, is that if it's Islands of Adventure, that means they're looking at 2 parks again. So, for Halloween Horror Nights versus the usual just Universal Studios Florida.
When it's 2 parks, do you have to buy 2 tickets?
No, they open up backstage pathways, but it's so they've done it before where it's at Islands of Adventure, and they've done it before where it's at Universal, and I think there's been 1 or 2 years where it's kind of down the spine of the middle with all the sound stages in different lands. So,
Rebecca, you're on mute. I don't know if you know that. Okay, I will ignore you.
okay.
She's looking to the side. And Doobie, did you have anything you wanted to mention? Yes, I did. So I would like to remind everyone to see Jurassic Park Dominion this weekend. The Jurassic World, rather. The reviews are spectacular.
Are they?
You ignore the ones that have come in today.
Okay.
It's gone down 3 percentage points since I did a screen cap earlier. So.
It was in the 70s before American Review started coming out because it was released internationally sooner. Nevertheless, it will be fantastic because it has no choice but to be, because it's my most anticipated movie of the year. I've rewatched all 5 of the first Jurassic Park / World movies leading up to this, and I have come to a revelation. I have greatly overrated Jurassic World, and I have slightly underrated Fallen Kingdom.
How do you underrate Fallen Kingdom?
Fallen Kingdom is now on my list above Jurassic World. We've got JP3, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World, every other movie ever released, and then Jurassic Park 2, Lost World. So
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium is better than the Lost World Jurassic Park.
yes. Lost World Jurassic Park is one of the worst movies.
Ben
I've
Affleck's
ever seen.
Geely is better than the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Accurate. Keep going. Accurate.
Cop and a half.
Cops and Robertsons.
Okay, I just heard about
Stop or my mom will shoot.
I just heard about a movie with Whoopi Goldberg and a dinosaur as police officers.
Yeah,
Theodore Rex.
Theodore Rex. I didn't see it, but granted, that might be worse. My son said,
I remember a friend of mine her brother called her and told her we found this book called Theodore Rex, and they thought they were talking about the junior novelization of the movie, but it's actually a biography about Theodore Roosevelt. And I was like, I don't think I've ever heard any kind of reference to Theodore Rex where that would be the first thing that came to my mind.
Why have Rebecca been replaced by a scary creature?
Well, according to you, it's still better than Jurassic World, or not Jurassic World, The Lost World.
It is. It's bad. And what's sad is, what makes it so bad is every time I put it on, I'm like, you know what? This isn't as bad as I remember. And then it keeps going.
The raptor out the window.
Oh, it just goes downhill. Yes. And when she kicks the raptor out the window, that may be the dumbest thing in the history of cinema.
I'll agree with you there. I don't mind the movie in general, but that part is pretty dumb.
There's a saving grace to that movie that I'll tell you guys when we're not streaming anymore.
One other thing to remind you guys of is if you're in the Dayton, Ohio area, Dayton, Disneyana has a cool convention coming up this weekend for Disney fans. And I mean cool. Incredible guests, nice show and sale. You might even get to meet my wife. So Dayton, Disneyana, check that out. And it's all for charity. Yep. To help feed children when the schools aren't able to do it, like it's summertime. So go check that out. And let us know.
DaytonDisneyana.org. DaytonDisneyana.org.
Does Laughing Place have a booth there, or would you just hang out?
Laughing Place is going to be represented. I'm going to be giving a presentation and then helping out around the event. So we will be there in that way. I will not be at a specific booth.
But she'll be there.
Yep.
Jurassic World's just not that good.
There's about 25 minutes of pandering.
The only great scene is when the flying dinosaurs are eating people all over the place. That is a great scene when they really take advantage of the fact.
And Jimmy Buffett runs off with his drinks.
Yes, but Fallen Kingdom. I mean, it falls apart, but there are times when it's great.
Really first of all, I thought I as much as I have so much to say about Fallen Kingdom, I thought Rebecca's toy had C-3PO in it for a second before I realized that was Groot.
That is a cool choice. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Let's see. Today is Thursday. We've got a walk and talk coming up. Today is Wednesday. I believe we have a walk and talk coming up this weekend. Tomorrow. Goodness.
I believe that got canceled.
I believe we have a walk and talk coming up at some point.
At some point.
Maybe even Sunday from, what's it called, Tony?
We'll see. Enchanted Forest. Oh my God, that would be so great. That place. I went there for many a year when I lived in Oregon, and man, oh man.
What's this now? So I got to go to the Bass shop and something called Enchanted Forest. Is it good?
Oh,
Yes.
Enchanted Forest is on my bucket list.
It's in a bucket for sure. It's about 50 years ago, a guy named Roger Tofty built a theme park, loose term, on the side of a hill, and just started like building little storybook villages and scenes. And then it became popular, and he started adding a little Western town and rides to it. There's 4 big rides there. Yep. Yep. That's the Wicked Witch from Snow White. And you see like a little, like right by there, there's the little Snow White Walk of Fame kind of thing, but it's got different legally distinct dwarf names. So it's like Angry.
Yep.
Surly, I think, is one of them.
It's really cool. It's up in Salem, Oregon, and it's a very fun little place, kind of within the landscape there.
I think Surly is one of the 7 Duffs.
I think that's why it sticks out, because I feel like I was like, hey, that's from The Simpsons. Morgan thinks Enchanted Forest isn't real, and that's an elaborate ruse that I'm putting on to convince her to go to my friend's backyard.
If you want a really fun tour of Enchanted Forest, Justin Scard of Random Land has a really fun tour on YouTube.
Fantastic.
For now, and then Sunday, if I end up going, Laughing Place will have one too.
Unlike Tony, Justin, while recognizing what it is, always has reverence for every little touristy thing he does.
He makes everything fun.
I have reverence for Enchanted Forest.
Nothing.
Enchanted Forest. I'm not even making this up. This is 100% true. Enchanted Forest has a little small cafe called the Jolly Roger Inn, and in the Jolly Roger Inn is, I might get the name wrong, the Enchanted Waters fountain show. And that was the first thing I ever saw that gave me the obsession with animated water dancing.
One more terrible thing about the place.
That is awesome.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Is this their Matterhorn?
Ice Mountain Bobsleds is the name of it, but yes. And if you look, it's got, I'm not even making that up, Ice Mountain Bobsleds. And when you get into the top of the lift on the left there's a giant stuffed abominable snowman creature to the right.
Wow. Please go and stream, Tony. Please.
Yeah. I might have to expense out a rental car, but yes.
No, I wouldn't recommend that. Not at all. Mike, what are you showing us?
There it is.
I wanted to show off a 3D printed prop from our web series Antiquities, a Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser story. This is called a fusion cutter in the Star Wars universe, so you can see the attention to detail that went into creating this short film that you can watch on YouTube right now.
All for evil.
That reminds me, I have to talk to you after this, because I wanted to talk to you about the possibility of having a presentation of it at the Dayton. So
sure.
So stick around. We'll
that'd be
chat.
awesome.
Yeah, we'll chat.
Hey guys, well, thank you, Tony, for filling in at the last moment today. We really appreciate it. You've been more or less decent. Thank you, Mike and Rebecca, as always,
my Yelp review
being spectacular. And Jeremiah, look forward to having you back. Until next week, guys.
Farewell.
Bye.